Welcome to LFC Transfer Hub. Xabi Alonso already dismissed Liverpool's biggest concern amid Arne Slot uncertainty. Another terrible performance from Liverpool on Saturday ended with the team suffering its 15th loss of the campaign in all competitions to crash out of the FA Cup. The Reds' 4-0 defeat was the heaviest of Slot's Liverpool tenure and piles on the pressure ahead of a crucial period over the next couple of weeks. Liverpool was dire against City and barely got out of second gear, with fans making their feelings clear much to Dominic Szoboszlai's disappointment. Liverpool has the unenviable task of taking on Paris Saint-Germain in a two-legged Champions League quarter-final tie, and will surely need to find a level that it has rarely found this season in order to have a chance of springing a surprise against the defending champion. If the Reds were to lose heavily to the French giant, it's difficult to see how Slot could keep his job going into next season, particularly if the club also misses out on Champions League qualification for next season. During the closing stages of Liverpool's loss to City over the weekend, some of the Liverpool supporters who remained in the away end at the Etihad Stadium chanted Xabi Alonso's name. The Spaniard would be many people's choice to replace Slot, and would immediately provide the kind of boost that the club clearly needs right now. Alonso has carved out a reputation as a top coach since embarking on his managerial career, most notably guiding Bayer Leverkusen to the Bundesliga crown in 2024 after going through the entire season undefeated. That was the same year that Jurgen Klopp left Liverpool, and many expected Alonso to be the man who would replace Klopp at Anfield, but the Spaniard vowed to remain at Leverkusen for another year. That led to Liverpool appointing Slot instead, while Alonso ended up joining Real Madrid a year later, although that stint was short-lived as he was fired after just a few months in charge. Still, Alonso's reputation remains intact. He was just the wrong fit for a club like Madrid, which usually achieves its best results with a statesman-like manager rather than a head coach. Alonso had a win percentage of more than 70% while at Madrid, so he was hardly performing disastrously, but Madrid is a unique club that requires a unique set of skills. One thing Liverpool will have liked from Alonso's brief stint in the Spanish capital, though, was his adaptability with the team's formation. A concern from Alonso's Leverkusen days might have been that he employed a back three, which was one of the reasons why Liverpool did not appoint Ruben Amorim. The Reds were concerned about the amount of money that would have been required in order to revamp the squad to suit Amorim's system. Alonso, though, quickly moved to a back four at Madrid after realizing that the players at his disposal were more suited to that formation. Tactically inflexible managers often come unstuck quickly in the Premier League, which is exactly what happened with Amorim, and Alonso's brief spell at Madrid should put Liverpool bosses' minds at ease over whether he has the same problem. Second news is Liverpool issued Frank Xabi Alonso warning as Arne Slot rumors swirl. Liverpool has been warned that there are no guarantees that Xabi Alonso would come in and do a better job than Arne Slot. Slot is under increasing pressure at Anfield after Liverpool slumped to its 15th defeat of the season on Saturday, going down 4-0 away to Manchester City to exit the FA Cup at the quarter-final stage. The loss was the heaviest of Slot's tenure, and sends the Reds into this week's Champions League clash away to Paris Saint-Germain low on confidence. Many fans are keen to see a managerial change take place in the coming weeks and months, and former Reds midfielder Alonso has been heavily linked with a return to Merseyside ever since he was fired by Real Madrid 3 months ago. Barnes, though, thinks that Slot deserves time to try and prove that he is capable of turning the Liverpool ship around. "Well, I understand the clamor because Xabi is a Liverpool favorite," Barnes told the Liverpool Echo, "but did he not fail at Real Madrid? Was he actually a successful manager? Of course, don't get me wrong, I think Xabi is great and he did a good job, but he got sacked by Real Madrid for failure, didn't he? That's why they got rid of him. Of course, we do like the clamor for ex-players. Steven Gerrard's been mentioned before, so I understand the way fans are, but this is the way fans are, they're very fickle." Barnes added, "We won the league with Arne Slot and all of a sudden we want to sack him. If he then goes and Alonso comes, suppose Alonso fails in his first 6 months or first year, are we going to say sack him and bring somebody else in? I always support the managers, whoever they are, because they come to the club because of their success, because they're good managers and they have to be given time. Jurgen Klopp was 20 points off the top when he first came, but we stuck with him. So I think Xabi will be a great manager one day, but I want Arne Slot to stay. Barnes believes that this season was always likely to be a tricky one due to the amount of changes that there were to the squad last summer. We signed lots of players, Barnes said. They're all good players individually. We're trying to find the right blend. We're trying to find the right way of playing. When you sign 5 or 6 players to come into the first team, it'll take time. We're trying to find a new way of playing, but you can see that when we play well, we really play well. We just need to get some consistency. Third news is Dominik Szoboszlai lashes out at booing Liverpool fans as star loses his cool. Dominik Szoboszlai was filmed gesturing toward the away end after his Liverpool teammates were booed off on Saturday. The Reds suffered a humiliating 4-0 loss to Manchester City in their FA Cup quarterfinal, with Erling Haaland scoring a hat-trick at the Etihad. City winger Anthony Semenyo also found the back of the net, while Mohamed Salah missed a penalty for Liverpool. At full time, Szoboszlai stood in front of the away end struggling his shoulders. The Hungarian midfielder then started waving his arms in the air, while the remaining Liverpool fans in the ground made their feelings known after another poor performance. The tense situation eventually cooled when Federico Chiesa made his way over to take Szoboszlai away. Szoboszlai spoke to TNT Sports after the game and was clearly frustrated. "I don't know," he said as he tried to find answers for Liverpool's loss. "When you do something and there is no result for it, it makes no sense. We had chances and missed them. We conceded an easy penalty, we lose 4-0. We cannot concede as much as we concede, nothing else to say. It's hard to win here. After 1-0 down you still believe. At 2-0 down it's our own fault to come in at halftime conceding in the last minute another goal. At 2-0 the chances are lower and lower. You come out and want to show we are able to come back and you concede a third one. From then on, there is no more chance to come back." Szoboszlai was then asked what was missing against City. He replied, "The fighting spirit wasn't there enough, the mentality wasn't there enough, none of us were there to be honest as much as we could. It's a hard time, but we have to stick together. On Wednesday there is another chance, but we have to get in our head this is not the season we would like to end." Liverpool faces Paris Saint-Germain in the quarter-finals of the Champions League on Wednesday, which represents the Merseyside club's final chance of silverware this season. When pressed on why the mentality wasn't there, Szoboszlai said, "That's a good question, I don't know. It's hard to find words, to be honest. We wanted this one so much. You lose 4-0 at City and it's not the best.